Hi, I'm Frank McDonough from the Arboretum of Los Angeles County, your questionable botanist. I'm always questionable. And what I do here is I take a couple of the best questions of the day. I get thousands of questions each year here at the Plant Information Department of the Arboretum. I take the two best questions of the day and I share them with you here live on Ustream and later on YouTube. So let's take a look at the two best questions of the day. The first best question that came in today had to do with a pest. A gentleman brought this in. This is, well, it's a Phoenix robelinii, which is a pygmy date palm. And it's covered with very, I don't know if you can see that. See, it looks like, yeah, there you see it. See, it's very whitish. Looks like it might be scale or something. Well, I had to take a closer look at this because I wasn't familiar with this type of scale. And this is what I saw. Look at that. Notice that the what you're seeing there that looks like rice with fungus on it, actually, or brown rice with fungus on it. Those rice-like bodies are the soft. It's a type of soft scale, I do believe, and it is surrounded by a wax. This is the red date palm scale, or the red date scale. Called the red date scale, not because it inhabits red dates, but because it's got a reddish appearance to it. And what you're looking at are the sedentary forms. It was also loaded with much smaller, what are called crawlers, which will go up and down the plant until they find a place to feed. They'll stick their proboscis right into the conductive tissue of the plant, the phloem, where there's lots of nice sugars and other food for it to suck on, and it'll metamorphose into this sedentary form here and cover itself with wax. Now, this is a relatively new pest, and I've got a call out to Gevork over Arkelian. Gevork Arkelian is the Agricultural Commissioner Weights and Measures Office, which is the County Ag Commissioner's Office. He is their entomologist, their insect guy. And I have been reading where they're trying to keep this pest out of California. Now, I think I remember them talking about this pest at the last entomology meeting. I didn't get to go to the whole meeting, but I recall hearing something about this, so it may already be here. At any rate, one of the things I remember hearing about keeping the scale at bay is to keep your Phoenix robelinii, your pygmy date palms, in as much sun as possible. The shadier the area, the more this pest attacks them. Other things you can do is keep the area around the tree moist, syringe the tree. If you keep it too dry, apparently, the predators that attack this and keep it under control are selected against. The predators that attack this, whatever they are, don't like a dry environment. So keep the area around it kind of moist. Moisten the trunk and leaves on a regular basis, and also blast these things off. If it gets really bad, you can use oil, horticultural oil on it, but you have to be really careful with horticultural oil when it's hot, and right now, as I'm talking, it's about 105 degrees out there, and it's humid, so would not use it at this moment. So that was interesting. That's something I haven't seen before. I think I may have heard about it. Again, I've got to call out to Gevork to find out if it's something they're going to worry about, or they're just going to allow to infest. And that's something that both the state of California and the county have to decide on each pest, is whether it's worth their while to go after it. You know, they have to weigh the damage it can do monetarily, financially, versus whether it's worth it to control it or not. So the next question I got was somebody who was having a real problem with this plant right here. These are Italian cypress, and they're native Italy, actually. It looks familiar to you. They are used, especially in the West End, as kind of a living fence. They are planted as a very stately, columnar-like, almost hedge, you could call it, and they're used to delineate properties. What was happening with the clients, the collars. Italian cypress was that they were losing a lot of the Italian cypress was turning brown. They were losing a lot of it. Apparently, squirrels were coming in and chewing on it. Now, squirrels alone can cause a lot of damage, but what might also be going on is Italian cypress on the west side of Los Angeles have a big problem with a fungus. It's a canker fungus, cypress canker, that starts attacking them, can kill them in some situations. And one of the things that is really bad for them with this disease, especially on the west side where you have a lot of overcast weather, you have a lot of what you might even call fog coming in, is that these squirrels and also workers can spread the disease if they trim the trees when they're moist. And that is bad. And of course, the squirrels aren't trimming the trees for aesthetics. They're trimming the trees to either sharpen their teeth on or to gather nesting material. And so the squirrels might have inadvertently spread this disease from tree to tree. Now, let me tell you about the location of these things. The trees in question that had the problem were located on a hilltop in Bel Air. Now, this is a real problem, not because it's a hilltop and the hilltop makes the disease worse. It's because of this. This is a video of Italian cypress going up in flames. Now, these are fairly well-watered and trimmed Italian cypress. As you can see, they are quite explosive. Bel Air is a fire area. And these are bad in not just one way, but two. There's more than one dimension to their suckiness. And let me tell you what that is. Not only are they explosively flammable, but they tend to stall the fire on hilltops, wherever they are. They will stall the fire on the hilltops and create a situation where not only you have this huge flammable mass, but whatever the rest of the fire is backing up behind it. So you have this really huge amount of heat, and that can just literally explode the houses around it. There's plenty of instances of this happening. These are the worst things to have in fire areas. If you have Italian cypress and you live in an area that's a known fire area, don't even bother to think about it. Just get rid of them. You'll be doing yourself a big favor. Anyway, that's it for today here on